we must clarify the main direction, increase investment, focus on a number of key core technologies, and accelerate the development of blockchain technology and industrial innovation. So said Chinese President Xi Jinping on October 25th, as he challenged the country to, quote, seize the opportunity of blockchain technology. As a result, blockchain has been all over Chinese media following these remarks, with search volumes for keywords related to blockchain spiking on Chinese search engine Baidu and messaging app WeChat after the speech. And of course, this has been reflected positively on the crypto market, with many in this space jumping the gun and saying that this is the catalyst for blockchain innovation and adoption. But why? Why now? What is driving it? And how does China aim to use blockchain to fulfill their larger goals? Welcome to Ready Set Crypto. This is your brain on blockchain. So here at Ready Set Crypto, we're all about high quality analysis and education. And to celebrate Bitcoin returning to 10,000, albeit very briefly, you can use the code BTC10K to get 10% off of any of our courses over at ReadySetCrypto.com, including the one we just launched this week, 101 Steps to Financial Independence. It's nearly 7 hours of content taught by 3 separate instructors, including myself. And essentially, we help you set up a framework to get out of the paycheck to paycheck 9 to 5 cycle, pay off your debts, reduce your expenses, increase your income, and start living financial independence, which means that you're not dependent on a job, you're not dependent on Bitcoin going up to 20K, or anything like that. I'm really proud of the work we put into this one, and it's my hope that you'll find tons of value for your finances in your life throughout this course. So check it out at ReadySetCrypto.com, and don't forget to use the code BTC10K to get 10% off. Now, with regard to China, I can't help but notice the stark contrast between how China talks about fintech and how the US talks about fintech. The US Congress on both sides of the aisle have shown that they crave self-serving media coverage before election season over understanding the trends and technologies shaping America's financial future. Just as the European Union has bypassed the United States on data protection, China is already making serious headway in fintech innovation and blockchain adoption. This will be the space race of our generation. And this isn't just a top-down, 2 juggernauts, 2 superpowers duking it out for innovation. It's also bottom-up. People around the world are becoming more vocal about their displeasure when they feel like they're being taken advantage of. The proliferation of the internet, connected devices, and social media platforms have fueled uprising after uprising in areas like Hong Kong, Chile, Turkey, Venezuela, Argentina, Ecuador, Lebanon, etc. It's clear that people of the world are looking for systems that better represent them and give them access to the tools of the modern world. And that's exactly what fintech represents, building systems that better work for the people, by the people. But even on the macro scale, there's many efficiencies to be made as well. The US-China trade war now has a new battleground. After focusing on agriculture, imports, exports, technology, patent infringements, and spyware, the new focus is now squarely on fintech. And that's exactly why Xi Jinping fired off these salvos of charter to his country around blockchain innovation and the larger fintech initiative. 2 days after Mark Zuckerberg was hauled in front of Congress and eviscerated for many hours, with many of the questions being off topic or not related to Libra, the Chinese government passed a new cryptography law stating that clear guidelines and regulations are needed to evaluate commercial cryptography technologies used in the major fields related to the national interest, as the current loose system is not suitable for the industry anymore. Going even further, a Chinese official said that Facebook's digital currency Libra will not be successful. In contrast, China's central bank is close to developing its blockchain-based financial technology, the digital yuan, and it will be the first in the world to officially roll out a usable digital currency. He stressed that the cross-border liquidation of China's renminbi, its currency, is highly dependent on the US SWIFT and CHIPS system. He stated, "SWIFT is an outdated, inefficient, and costly payment system. Since the establishment of SWIFT 46 years ago, the technology has been updated slowly and the efficiency has been relatively low. International wire transfers usually take 3 to 5 business days to arrive. Large remittances usually require paper documents, which presents additional difficulty for processing large-scale transactions efficiently. At the same time, SWIFT usually charges a fee of 1/10,000th of the settlement amount and has obtained huge profits by virtue of the monopoly platform. Make no mistake, China is getting into blockchain, and the underlying technology of triple entry accounting is likely to lay the foundation for automation, which stands to be the most disruptive innovation since the internet. Quite simply, there's no putting the genie back in the bottle, and for China, the benefits are very clear. From their comments about the SWIFT network and chips and their digital currency, the digital yuan, it's clear that they want to be the new power broker as it relates to the international monetary system to facilitate the transaction and settlement layer of the new digital economy. If the US is not willing to step up to the plate for fintech innovation, China is more than willing to fill the power vacuum. And while we of the crypto community might celebrate a price increase and the overall market looking green, we have to remember the ulterior motives that China has. It's already quite obvious that China intends to use blockchain, the digital yuan, to prevent capital flight from its country and to increase surveillance and control over its population. As I often say, technology is not good or evil, it is the amplifier of intent, and China's intent in this regard is quite clear. They've said for some time that they're ready to roll out the new digital yuan as early as November 11th, Singles Day, which is the biggest shopping holiday in China, and I would not be surprised at all if they begin to link the digital yuan to the social credit score system that's already been rolled out. Chinese citizens have already been indoctrinated into a consumer score as well through the apps WeChat or Alipay. Unlike the FICO credit score we use in the United States, this is something seen as a status symbol in China, and it already allows Chinese citizens to get better rates on apartments, loans, or even something as simple as having a free power charger provided at a restaurant because of their good score. A digital yuan will better control Chinese citizens and allow China to export its version of control worldwide. We've seen that be the case in the past couple weeks, as even US companies are afraid to speak out against China for fear of being blacklisted by the country. And in effect, US companies have to swear allegiance to a foreign power in order to not affect their bottom line. Chinese officials are already playing with the idea of using blockchain as a means to swear allegiance to the Chinese Communist Party. But regardless, fintech innovation is the battleground right now, and China is decidedly pulling away. To really emphasize that, think about some of the things that I brought up regarding China in this video, and compare that to fintech innovation in the States and the news that we see around that. The big news out of the US yesterday was that Bakkt was going to be launching a consumer app. And I ask you, will this really move anything more than a percentage in terms of adoption? No, I don't really think so. I think it's time for US regulators to step up to the plate and work with innovation platforms, even such as Facebook, to move fintech forward, or we're going to be left behind. Do not be so willing to accept that China is moving into blockchain, because they fundamentally have a different interpretation of what blockchain is and how it can be utilized versus the vision and the genesis you see in the Bitcoin white paper. Blockchain should enable us to be more free, not utilized to better control us. So what do you think? What's your view on China moving into blockchain? Do you think the US can catch up? Let's discuss in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.